Welcome everyone to the San Francisco Open, presented by AbsoluteXtracts and Innova Champion Discs in association with the PDGA and the Disc Golf Pro Tour. We're here in San Francisco at the Gleneagles Golf Course for the women's second round lead card. On the card today, we have Paige Bjork at -4, Paige Pierce at -3, Katrina Allen also at -3, and Madison Walker at -1. I'm Sarah Hokom, here with Madison Walker to call the shots.
Hey guys, I'm excited to watch this round with you today. We get to start off the day on hole 1. It's a really excellent starting hole. You kind of just have to open up off the tee. It's a big bomb to set yourself up for either a little forehand or a backhand hyzer up to the gently sloping green. There's OB on the left and the right, but it's pretty wide, so we get to watch people drop bombs off the tee, and we know we like that.
Paige Bjork is up first, throwing her Ballista Pro, a power hyzer, right to the center. She doesn't need to chop too much off because she can get there on her second shot at this very scoreable hole. Paige Pierce up next.
She's stepping off the back of the tee pad. It's how you know she's going to get some legs behind it.
Paige trying to make that second shot a little bit shorter, bombing it way over that right side OB and landing center cut with only a couple hundred feet to go.
We had a really strong tailwind on this tee pad during practice and during the first day. There was really almost no wind today, so it was nice to be able to trust your disc and know it wasn't going to hyzer out at all.
Katrina Allen with the power hyzer with her D2. Right at the same position as Paige Bjork, leaving about 300 feet to the pin.
And any shot that I want to be trustworthy to come back, no problem at all, and land in the middle is my Star Wraith. I landed about the same distance as Paige Bjork. We both admitted we were a little nervous and probably took a little more off the drive than we wanted to.
I like that play, though. There's no point in taking a risk off the tee when you can still get there on the second shot.
Especially on hole 1. So Paige gets over the top on it here. She definitely put a little more turn than she wanted and grip locked, so she went deep of the green. It makes for a scrambly approach to the pin.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been down there.
There's room. I was there yesterday.
And here you are lining up the hyzer also. Any no forehand here?
No forehand. It's a little out of my range. My arm's a little noodly right now with the forehand. I can do about 200. I threw a Star Firebird on a trustworthy hyzer.
Kat lining up her D1, that first run D1 that she relies on a lot, both for sidearm and backhand. I like this hole a lot because it gives you the opportunity to throw a couple different shots on your approach and take off, depending on how much risk you want to take off the tee, gives you the option to throw a shorter or longer approach. Kat leaving it outside the circle. That's a tricky putt, but it's very makeable.
Yeah, it's nice to see Katrina and Paige. I got to watch them throw a bunch of forehands during the round. It's nice to see them pulling out their forehand gun a lot more often than I remember them before.
Paige throwing the hyzer in. Woo, that looked like it almost went in.
It was very close.
Leaving her at the edge of the circle for the birdie. Paige Bjork has a little work here.
This was not an easy shot.
Wow.
It was probably almost 180 feet uphill through a bunch of branches. It was very impressive. Putter turnover. Laid it up right softly inside the circle. Katrina for the 3, all over the top of the basket.
Madison from just outside the circle.
Always with my XT Colt.
Woo! Left side caught. Great start.
All part of the plan. Paige for her 3. Just barely cages it low. Katrina with a good comeback putt. This plate has the third most difficult hole on the course, which surprises me. Only 15% of the field below par.
It's very gettable, but that second shot is tricky.
Only 3 threes on the day. One of them our very own Sarah Hokom.
Oh, we're
Shout out.
birdie buddies for hole 1, and Erica Stinchcomb, who's playing wonderful this weekend, who is joining me on the chase card tomorrow.
Spoiler. Moving on to hole 2. I gained a stroke back on the field. Bring it inside 2 strokes going into the second hole. These are really lovely hole previews. So on hole 2, the women have a shorter tee pad from the men. It's tucked up in the woods. I personally think it's a lot more challenging. We have to contend with the tree right off the tee pad, and then there's a big tree on the right that marks the OB line that you also have to either hyzer just in front of or around the outside, depending on what you like. It's a low ceiling shot too that you have to kind of throw nose up.
High and tight, that's the one. Oh, and those trees, right? Those blocker bushy trees.
Yeah, the dang guardian trees. This tee pad's kind of interesting too because it's so small, the whole card doesn't go up there. So you get the tee pad all to yourself. Paige catches that guardian tree on the OB and kicks right out of bounds. She will be taking her out of bounds lie further back on the fairway because it crossed pretty early.
Paige Pierce going with a felon here. High and tight.
She didn't like it, but she ended up really good, just around circle's edge, maybe a little bit inside.
She made that putt yesterday for her birdie. Cat a little wide with that H1. Leaving her outside the circle.
She lands in those bushes, it will make for a difficult putt. Paige throwing 3 right here. She gets a hold of it.
Oh, that side hill is brutal.
Takes an unfortunate roll almost to circle's edge in a bush.
Cat with a long birdie look.
This was a really hard
That was
putt.
casual.
Yeah, this was a really hard putt, and she made it look like it was just no big. Another very difficult putt from the bushes.
Wow.
Sinks it.
Paige Bjork is awake.
Saves the 4, barely awake.
The beast is awakened.
Another straddle putt.
Straddle putt to a pyramid basket. Not very favorable.
No.
And those things always get rollaways.
Always. I call them the lighthouse. And I do not like the lighthouses.
Paige with the birdie.
Really nice birdie putt. Look at that view too.
The ocean in the background, which you can barely see because of the traditional fog of San Francisco.
Oopsie.
So easy on those high baskets.
I had an am side catch and a strong side spit out. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
right. The world is right now.
The world is right. It's all even. Katrina's going to walk away with a par.
Paige
Shane.
taking that stroke. We also had Erica Stinchcomb and Rebecca Cox get that birdie on the day on one of the average difficulty holes. The field is tight with Bjerkaas dropping back to -3 and Paige jumping ahead to -4.
And moving on to hole 3. I love this hole. I think it's awesome.
I love this hole too.
I think there's history on this hole with you, Hokom. It's a really awesome wide open hole. There is OB on the left and right. The right side is a little bit tighter. You can do anything you want on this hole. That's why it's fun. You can throw a forehand. You can throw a backhand with a mid. You can throw a big sweeping backhand with the driver. It's just really kind of whatever you feel off the tee, and I like that there's lots of options. slightly downhill as well, so you can really play with your disc.
Paige with the gatekeeper. The slight turn. Coming on out of it. Whoo!
Lands so soft.
Just at the edge of the circle.
The disc, I feel like when she threw it, floated so slowly all the way there. It was really fun to watch. I felt like it was in the air forever.
I love that slow turn shot. Kat with an M2. She knows this disc so well. And not a huge tailwind today to pull it back out of that turn, but she gets herself a look for birdie.
A little lower than she wanted, but with Kat's putting, she can really put it in from anywhere. I threw a DX Rock, a really old trusty one that I've started pulling out a lot more regularly. Managed to get it down there inside the circle.
Always feels great.
Finally feeling a lot more comfortable with my mids. It's a lot of fun.
I bet. Paige Bjork with the Maverick. A little low, a little flat, but still gets herself an outside the circle look.
Katrina with the long look for birdie all over the basket.
She's chained out on every putt so far, or basket. She's hit metal on every putt. Oh man. It always feels, it's at least you know you hit metal, you know you're getting it dialed in from that distance at least.
And these ladies are
It's
dialed
contagious,
in.
eh?
Yeah, they are dialed in. Oopsie.
Birdie! Cha-ching!
Was very happy about
Cashing
that
the
one.
only birdie on the card and one of only 2 on the day with Deanne Carey grabbing that second birdie.
Shout out Deanne.
One of the harder holes today,
That
despite,
surprises me.
right, yeah, it's averaged a little bit over par. That rollaway OB situation on the right side is, I think, what kind of comes into
And
play
cutting
there.
that corner too close, you can be. Ooh, with the Michael Jackson glove, style points.
So Madison moving up a spot and staying within striking distance to the entire card.
Wow, it's such a tight race. And we're only on hole 4.
I'm so excited.
Hole 4 is, I think, one of the harder holes on the course. I'm not sure how it played with the field. It says 9th most difficult, but I think it's one of the toughest holes. You have to throw as far as you can off the tee and try to avoid the bunker we just flew over. Your second shot, you want to try to get to this basket that's on a gently sloping hill, but there are a ton of trees in the middle on your second shot, and the tee shot is a very low ceiling technical shot. I try to just bite off as much as I can here. I definitely grip locked it and turned it over a little bit.
I'm not sure why y'all are going into the trees there. I'm just saying. I feel like the fairway is to the left. And then you throw the open left to right shot on the second shot. I don't know why anybody's going deep into those trees.
I tried it in practice. It's so hard for me to get the low ceiling shot over that bunker. I kept finding the bunker every time. You can see Paige goes over it, no problem. The bunker's not even in play, but she's doing the same thing, going straight and far into those trees and hoping there's a lane.
Cat lining up her D2. Also playing the slight flex, getting over that bunker and into those woods that we just talked about. I don't know. I don't think that's the way to play the hole, but I guess, you know, that's the beauty of disc golf.
Yep, that is the especially on this course, man. I love how they keep so many options on every hole. The OB is really fair, in my opinion.
Paige with a Ballista Pro, hyzering just beyond the bunker.
Catches the wall. It was inches from going over the top. The bunkers on this course are all hazard, so you'll see Paige playing from inside the bunker.
Taking the wooded route with her judge, gets a kick off a tree. She'll have a look at birdie.
Definitely.
Madison's like, I like the woods. I'm over here doing stuff and things.
Tried to flex the TL through there. Got a little too fancy. Kicked a tree. Got a really big kick right behind a big brush pile. It's not where you want to be, trust me.
Paige also over in the Wonder Tree Land.
Paige had a really nice wide open straight shot to the basket. She can see it perfectly. All she has to do is throw a putter straight.
Oh, good tree.
She does that perfectly.
Thank you, eucalyptus.
Thank you, eucalyptus.
Cat with a little PA1 approach, leaving her a little tester.
Downhill, a little bit of a death putt. I am blind to the basket here. Tried to line it up as best as I could. I'm throwing my forehand Pro Rhino.
Good shot.
Oh, perfect. Chopping over the wood pile.
Chop, chop.
Bjerkaas for birdie. Actually, to save her par, excuse me, after going in that unfortunate bunker.
Very awkward straddle putt.
Cat with the birdie.
That's a super good birdie. I feel really good about a 3 on this hole.
I did too. Yeah. Well, if I actually got the
one.
3 in one of the 2 rounds, I would feel really good about
Same. I would feel amazing.
it. I can't wait for that maybe situation to happen someday.
Paige gets her 3 as well. And Paige Bjork takes a
Bogey with that unfortunate miss on the bunker.
I managed to save a par even from the woodchuck pile.
That hole did play pretty hard today. About average, a little bit over par. Quite a few birdies though.
Yeah, I was surprised there's more birdies on that hole than there was on the previous. It's very surprising.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that the difficulty would be the same. You know, every day's a little bit different.
That's very true. Moving on to hole 5. This is a big bomber downhill par 5. The tee shot is super elevated. There's OB on the left side over the fence, and you just want to put it out there in the middle to set yourself up for your second shot to put it out there in the middle again. I think this hole's very gettable to get a 4 for the ladies. I think birdies are definitely out there. We had a pretty gnarly headwind on this hole every round, but this round it was surprisingly calm. Paige gets over on her disc a little bit more than she wants, and it cut rolls all the way back to the fence. This is something we did not know happened until we walked down from the tee pad.
Yeah, that elevation is so extreme. It's you definitely cannot see it once it crests that hill.
I think it kept flying.
Katrina with her D2.
She gets over on it as well and lands to the right side, but like I said, there's a bunch of room to the right, and it's really no harm, no foul over there. I decided to go with the star shrike because there was not a headwind, and I tried to throw a hyzer flip and let it drift to the right. It's a little bit more tucked to the left than I wanted to, but plenty of space over there.
Paige Bjork with an enforcer. Going for a safe hyzer.
I'm not sure if she was throwing a hyzer on purpose. She was not super happy with her shot. It went more left than she wanted to, and she ended up with this really awkward stance. It's kind of a little...
That rut.
Yeah, I was going to say cavern, but rut is a lot more accurate. She actually,
handling it well, though.
She actually
with the
falls.
Ballista Pro. Tucked off to the left. She'll have a little bit of tricky. It'll be tricky on that approach.
Catrina from way out right.
Throwing that same D2.
A bomb.
There's some bunkers and a green to navigate there, but she made it nice and safe. She is tucked on the left. It'll take a spike hyzer to get back to the basket from that lie.
This left side where Paige cut rolled over to has some tall grass that's been kind of beaten down. It's not mowed, but just beaten down, so it makes for tricky footing. Paige still navigates it pretty well, throws the safe hyzer shot, doesn't try to do anything too crazy, just get it out in the middle and set herself up for an approach.
Throwing her felon X there.
Oh, I strip knocked it. Get over it. Oh, you're... 4!
I just aim right at the camera, guys.
Sometimes they're a good, you know, point to aim at.
I know he's not standing in the bunker, so.
Bjerkaas with a rare sidearm.
She throws a max power sidearm too. She really ripped it, and it was a really great shot. She gets tangled up in the last bush before she can hyzer back out into the open.
She'll have 100 feet or so on her next shot.
That was a standstill too. I was very impressed with her shot. Very awkward footing.
Paige Pierce with the Felon X again, trying to get herself set up for a birdie putt. Looks good.
Puts it out high and right, just like you want to.
Little early, but inside the circle.
Lands
The
nice
crowd
and
likes
softly.
it.
Yeah, they did like it.
There was lots of claps going on.
Yeah,
I could hear a lot from the chase car today.
We had a nice little gallery. It was very awesome. Thank you, San Francisco, for your support. I pull out my trusty Star Firebird.
Twirl at the end, Mando twirl.
Put a little righter than I want to.
And that backside roll away.
I didn't know it happened
Dirty.
until I got out down there either.
Dirty.
Super dirty. Katrina lining up that spike hyzer that Hokom mentioned earlier.
But she's got the power, and she shows it.
Yep, executes perfectly.
She's got the power. Ow!
She even stays up on the hill. And she... This was a little bit of a shank from Paige Bjork. It early released and was a little bit higher than she wants, a lot higher than she wants. Gave her a outside the circle putt. Super solid run. I get tangled up in some little trees where my rollaway landed. Have a straddle putt.
At least you were sort of there for the birdie, right? I mean,
I tried.
You're on the floor. Paige cashing in the birdie.
No cages for her.
Bjerkaas to clean up the bogey. And Kat with a drop-in birdie.
Bag putt birdie always feels good.
That's 2 in a row that Kat and Paige Pierce both got, with Paige Bjork dropping back with the bogeys. We are having a little bit of a swing, a momentum swing here, with Paige and Kat kind of running away with it a bit at this point. Madison, you're still on their heels.
Hanging on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Don't forget.
I see you over there.
Don't forget about me. Moving on to one of the most, I think the most technical tee shot on the course.
So UDisc also agrees.
The first most difficult hole. That doesn't surprise me one bit. I think that was the same yesterday as well.
Yes, that is correct.
There are 2 options. You can follow the camera and go down that tunnel of trees over this green and to the basket that's surrounded by OB, or you can take this alternate route that we'll see Paige take, which is a hyzer. She decides she doesn't want to contend with the tunnel of trees. There's plenty of space over there for the hyzer to work. The OB doesn't start until about another 100, 150 feet up and on the right-hand side.
Kat will also follow suit with that hyzer route. Well executed, a little tight, but that won't be any problem for her game plan.
I choose to go up the gut because I like the woods.
You like to be punished.
And I got punished.
Did you challenge yourself? Right? You like the hyzer?
It wasn't worth
boring.
it. To be honest, I did not practice this hyzer. I feel like I should have.
Well,
just wait till you see my live. Paige Bjork makes it look easy as well, and I am straddling a tree.
Oh.
Surrounded by stinging nettle.
Oh, good thing you wore pants.
Pitch out. Ooh. Oopsie. Pitch out didn't go as planned. So I pull out my trusty champion sidewinder and try to scramble my way towards the middle.
Yep. There we go.
And I'm almost to where everyone else's drive landed. Sometimes it happens.
Time to reset.
That's exactly what my caddy Brianna Ainsley said.
Aw, I love Brianna.
She's great.
I don't think my sending can reach it.
That's a great shot. That's a perfect position. Not pushing that OB green, leaving yourself as close as possible to make that approach.
Yeah, this second shot, it's gettable, as we see Katrina just do what no one else is going to do. And
playing the roller.
Yes.
Wow.
Super smart play with the OB wall. There's no way really you can go out of bounds.
And necessary to get that distance off that roller to get all the way there. The hole only plays, you would think you could chop it up into 300-foot shots, but it actually, I feel like it plays 100 feet further.
It does. It really does. It seems like it would be so easy, and this seems like a simple shot to get up there, but it just plays so much longer than it looks.
I'm going to have to walk this hole off tomorrow. One foot at a time.
I'm with you because I threw a sidewinder here. I thought I was going to get to the green, and I was 100 feet short or more. Paige is lining up the hyzer. She will be going over OB the whole way.
With her felon?
There's some branches to contend with. She goes under the branches.
She doesn't like it. That's an early out of bounds.
It actually landed up against the wall of out of bounds.
Another miss.
It's kind of nervy there because she has to throw over out of bounds again, and she doesn't want to make the same mistake, so she early releases, tucks it into that tree right on the corner of the OB, but lands safe. I have a blind approach to the pin. I try to throw a forehand rhino turnover, put it inside the circle.
You can hear those cackling crows in the background.
I call this Raven Corner, actually.
They're ravens, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
They were getting some entertainment today.
Oh yeah, making lots of noise.
Lots of laughing.
Cheering, laughing.
We tried to get them to stop, but they
don't like to listen.
No.
Katrina
stubborn.
running out of 3, so impressive. Doesn't quite get it. Paige looking to save a bogey, I believe. Actually, I believe that was for a double bogey. And mine was for a double bogey as well.
That hurts.
Oopsie moment.
Been putting very well, and then to have this little miss off the right side after the early hits.
Yep. And for a 7, ouch.
Whew.
Not a score I thought I would take today, but I did. And we move on.
And now you're gonna move on too.
We're gonna move on.
We're gonna do this.
It's okay. Super awesome slow-mos.
So Katrina with the par and Paige with a par that feels like a birdie. Very few people got this hole. So Katrina moving into the lead by just 1 stick.
Moving on to hole 7. We have a ladies tee pad on this hole as well. I think it's a really excellent shot for us. It is a par 4. But a very gettable birdie. If you get a good tee shot, it's a turnover, backhand, or a big forehand bomb. There's OB on the right-hand side if you tuck it too far right, but the play here is to put it out wide and give yourself a look at the basket because it's tucked behind these big trees, and if you're tucked too far to the right, it makes your approach a lot more difficult.
Kat with her D2 that she's been trusting all round on a slight turn, puts it out to the middle. That's a great position.
That's really all you can ask for on this hole.
Paige Bjork with a great par, moving up on the box and lining up a Ballista Pro. Getting that nice little turn out to the open.
It was so nice to play this hole with no wind. We have been having a headwind on this hole, and it made it a lot more tricky to throw these turnover shots and trust your disc to hold and not dump right.
Yesterday the wind was brutal.
It sure was. It's so quiet here now. You can hear the birds chirping.
Paige with her convict. Puts a little too much turn, gets a little cut roll, but that's enough. That's enough distance that she can get there.
Lands right in the center, right next to Kat's drive. I pull out a star strike again. I called this my angry drive.
That was beautiful.
I was ticked from my 7, so I just decided to go to Crush Town.
How do I get there? Do you have a GPS location? Can I get some coordinates?
I wish I could tell you. It's really not in my control. Paige lining up the forehand approach, probably from around 250.
How's that for a hidden tree?
I'm not sure who she was smack talking at this point.
I pulled it way too wide.
Guessing she hit a tree yesterday.
She made actually a putt from right behind that tree yesterday.
Oh, really?
So that might be what she was referring to. Either way, in good spirits.
Oh, cool putt.
Paige lands right behind those big guardian
Oh, that's
trees.
a fun tree.
Yeah.
Well, those trees.
Those, yeah.
Pick your gap.
It's like one.
Hopefully it's not the
big
tiny
tree.
one.
Yeah. I am lining up a forehand over the out of bounds instead of wide right.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It worked though. Lands just
Madison
to the outside
tubing
of that tree.
up. Cat with a D1 approach. She's got a great sidearm. Highs her the whole way, leaving her inside the circle. Paige trying to navigate these tricky... Oh, little sidearm. Oh, cute.
It was very cute. She
Aw.
didn't really have anything. It was
Just
a really
outside
nice
the circle
layup.
for birdie. Out of her... She knew it out of her hand.
Katrina for bird.
Solid putt.
It surprises me that there was only 4 threes on the day on this hole. I feel like it's a pretty gettable birdie hole for the women's field. Not as
Yeah,
many
those
as
blocker trees for the righty hyzer, plus front cages,
Donkey.
plus you know, plus that, you know, it's a sidearm approach,
Yeah,
and it
that's
actually
true.
plays slightly uphill the entire time, plus a headwind, which we
It
didn't really
is
have today,
slightly
but
uphill. I
it
didn't
is
quite notice
slightly
that.
uphill. Yes.
Oh, she's so sad. I
Oh.
wonder what happened. Moving on.
So Kat takes another stroke there. She now has a 2-stroke lead, trying to pull away from everyone at this point.
She's 3 down for the round right now, which is really awesome, only through 7 holes.
When I feel like the scoring end of the hole is on the back.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of the shorter holes. This hole looks crazy on camera.
It looks crazy.
It looks crazy.
It just looks crazy, period.
It's definitely a lot of flagged and walled OB. There's also this out of bounds green and bunker area right before the basket. It goes uphill the whole way. I was gonna say gently uphill, but let's be real, it's steep. If you land the wrong way, you can roll pretty much at any moment. Katrina goes big here. She says, I'm gonna take all the OB out of the question and go over all the walls and all the flags and land up in the middle.
Katrina throwing her D2 there. You can either take off a little bit of distance and then a lot of distance on the next shot, or a little bit to lay up, or you can take all the distance out of the equation off the tee, which is what we just saw Kat do. And what if I know Paige Pierce, she's also going to throw the big boomer off the tee.
Sounds like you know Paige Pierce.
We met once. She was cool. She sat my disc.
She's way up there.
Paige going defender.
Very impressive. She even contends with the bunker, which is something that I don't even think about being in play on my first shot.
Long arm problems.
Yeah. We see Paige taking the more conservative approach, which is landing for that middle OB zone.
Which is basically what the entire rest of the field is going to do. Including, I assume, you?
Yes, definitely. I'm pulling out a Star Firebird and just trying to keep it nice and safe right in the middle. Grip lock. Whoopsie. Head for the bunker. But we're good.
You might be good.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted. I was surprised to see Paige go for the second shot because I feel like it's kind of a bomb, and it's nerve-wracking because you're throwing towards that OB right side and over a green, but she makes it over no problem, makes it look easy.
I like that play. That's what I do. And Paige Bjork can bomb, so, it takes a bomb, she's got a bomb.
Yep.
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
Bomb, bomb, bomb,
Can't
bomb.
Can you say bomb on an airplane? No, you can't. Okay.
Katrina.
Kat
Yeah.
with the big hyzer, putting it right by the pin, as Kat does.
Super easy mid approach. I actually threw before Katrina. She was way after me. This is my pitch up over. I've actually thrown another shot in between these two that was missed.
So you're laying up to the before
so that's
the green.
my third shot.
That's definitely the safe route.
This is Paige's second shot,
which is with a putter or Marshall.
Paige looking for a 3 here.
Going for the putt.
Lighthouse.
Oh,
mean lighthouse.
I don't even run that putt because of that lighthouse wall roll.
I've never not liked a lighthouse.
It's missing the light though. Maybe that's the light is the chains when you hit the chain.
Ching.
Cat for birdie.
No
wow.
problem. No problem.
Wow.
Yep, that's 4
There's not
through
that many
8.
players in the field that can really get that birdie.
Especially with I think she threw a mid-range on the second shot.
Cat showing us how it's done.
Yeah, 4 through 8. Not bad.
Just have to throw 420 off the tee and then
no big.
And just pop a little hyzer and make a big putt. Yay!
I really just wanted to relish in this moment after missing a couple short putts in a row. Very happy about a par. Paige wonders why I'm celebrating.
She's like, standard. I could make that left-handed. Paige with the birdie, and we just witnessed the only 2 birdies in the entire field.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
It's definitely an advantage to be able to throw far off this first shot.
Definitely.
But, you know, maybe we'll see some other birdies tomorrow. So Kat and Paige getting that birdie, moving up. Bjork is taking the bogey, moving back. And it's a 2-man race now.
They're definitely running away with it.
Excuse me. A 2-whoa man.
Whoa, man. Hole 9. This tee shot is so awesome. You have a view of San Francisco Bay over all the trees on the golf course. No wind today. It was super awesome. And you want to get down here, throw a big hyzer or a flexing shot or a huge forehand, really whatever you're feeling. There's OB on the right-hand side on the path, and set yourself up for a second shot.
Don't forget about the pit of despair on the left side.
The crater of doom.
Oh. Touche.
The only thing you really have to contend with here is turning your disc over or hitting that tree on the right-hand side. If you get past all that, you're pretty much good to go. Set yourself up for your second shot. It's a par 4, but another hole that I love because it's a super gettable birdie 3 with 2 good drives.
Paige going Ballista Pro, trying to get all that distance. She wanted a little more turn. Oh wait, nope, there it is. Just wait for it. Wait for it.
Way down there.
Wow, that's she's got like 150 feet to the pin.
The crowd loved it. I pulled out my Star Wraith again.
Little grunt, I like it.
Super grunt. Oh, he sneaks out. Big flash again. I was super happy with that. I went way down there.
Yeah, great shot. Paige Bjork is following Paige Pierce's route with the Ballista Pro. Pulls it a little bit.
Tries to hang with the big arms, but she just can't. Just kidding. She is a big arm. She does get a hold of it a little bit there. She goes out of bounds right. She has 2 options, to either take it from where it went out of bounds or take it from the drop zone. She chooses the drop zone because the footing was better.
Another Ballista Pro trying to get full distance. And she gets herself a putt. That big tree is maybe 20 feet.
Pull out the old Firebird again. Try to line up a sidearm approach. It's about, I would say, 275, maybe 300 feet away. I'm also terrible at distances.
That positive self-talk there.
Just a little. Who is she talking to?
I don't know. Player B.
Player B. Katrina lining up the forehand as well. I just basically showed her what not to do.
Beautiful shot.
I like to call that
Bullseye.
Paige with the backhand throwing the putter.
Looking for an elevator.
Yeah, she decided to run at it, but I think it was an accidental run. Because right after she said, throw one good approach today to herself.
She still has 9 more holes.
Paige pitches up for her par. Or actually, this is for a bogey.
Paige for birdie. Also looking for another elevator down that is not there.
Right about circle's edge.
Wow.
Found it.
Once you found your putt on the last hole, and now it's game over here. They're all in.
As long as it's outside of 20, I'm totally fine.
There's always that range.
Yep.
That confusing range.
Yep. My putting game highlighted the 18 to 20 foot range. Paige taps in for bogey.
Bjork is dropping back by 1 more, and Kat tapping in a really just standard birdie.
Just making it look easy, playing really smooth.
So getting another stroke. Kat is trying to make a move here. It's the end of our front 9. We have Kat in the lead by 2.
5 down through 9. Very impressive.
Really impressive on that front. The front is the harder stretch. So she's shown up today and said, hey, by 3, in fact. And we're going to watch the back here and see how round 2 rolls out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you here at the San Francisco Open.